Hey there. Today, the moon goes into the deep, watery territory of Scorpio. So, our mood of the day is to dive deep, to connect with the truth within, maybe sometimes a little bit uncomfortable, and do the work of transformation that happens beneath the surface. We also have something fascinating happening today, and that is that the Scorpio moon moves through Scorpio, and as it does, it forms an exact opposition to Venus. Now, that is not all that unusual, except this time it's doing it as Venus forms an exact square with Pluto. So the moon's opposition to Venus happens at exactly the same moment as the moon's square to Pluto and Venus's square to Pluto. So very interesting. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro vibe for Friday, April 3rd. And this T-square essentially that forms briefly, right? The moon is moving, it's zipping along pretty quickly. and so when it activates something, it generally passes by within a few hours. And that's true of this as well. It's just that what's happening is extra potent because of the exact alignments of the moon moving into its opposition to Venus just at the same moment. Venus moves into its square to Pluto, which also, by the way, is fairly brief, not as brief as the moon's transit, but Venus moves pretty quickly as well, not quite as fast as the moon. All kind of interesting from an astrological nerdy point of view where we get really excited about these things happening. But of course, in interpretation, the exactness of it isn't all that impactful. It's still intense energies though. And we have that Scorpio moon, which is taking us deep into this feeling based energy moving below the surface territory, which happens every month. Of course, the moon goes through Scorpio. And at the same time, it's in that opposition to Venus now in Taurus. And Venus in Taurus is about how we receive. So Venus is about how we receive. And Taurus is about connecting with the earth. And it's very sensual. And so we need, with Venus in Taurus, we need to connect with information that is coming our way by feeling it, smelling it, tasting it, touching it, hearing it. It's very tactile. It's very sensory. Feeling it, experience it with our five senses. So very instinctual. If you think about how animals connect with the earth and how they get information, right? Like a dog, goes around smelling everything because, of course, that dog is collecting information about who's been there, what happened, what's going on, all the things that they can tell just by smelling. So that is very Venus in Taurus. So we want to think about how we can activate our own way of perceiving things on a very instinctive level, a very sensory level, bypassing the brain, bypassing language and logic and those kinds of things, to feel, to perceive, to know a little bit more directly by what we perceive with our senses. Now that's the moon and Venus, that Scorpio Taurus opposition. Of course, Scorpio is very energy based, Taurus is very tangible based. And then in that T-square with Pluto, we see the energy of Pluto, the great transformer, in Aquarius. Also, so these are all fixed signs. What we're missing is the Leo. So we don't have anything in that Leo position planet-wise. But we have Pluto in Aquarius, and this T-square forms basically activating Pluto in Aquarius, saying transformation is happening. Things are moving and shifting and changing below the surface. The truth coming to light, right? Things that have been hidden surfacing. And at that deeper level, who we're becoming is really saying, okay, you are changing, right? Like it or not, you have decided you want things different. So now that means that you internally must change to become who you need to be in this different version of things. And those changes, this is all of this energy is really asking us to it's not quite transcending, it's not bypassing, but it's like it's a different way of moving energy. So it's not through logic. It's not necessarily through things that we can understand and describe. And in fact, that Pluto in Aquarius energy says, how are you accessing that higher level of thinking? So in other words, even the air sign involved, the air sign in this T-square says, you can't lean back on the thinking of the past, on the ways of explaining things that have been true in the past. This is about a different way of understanding, of communicating, new ideas, new possibilities coming in, but it's also at the same time really pushing us to do this change internally, and again, not through anything we have control over in the classical sense of, where you push the billiard ball and it goes where physics tells you it should go. But really on this level of what is moving inside of you that may just feel uncomfortable, but you just have to trust it. You might have some feelings, some emotion. You might just feel vulnerable and tender, like, hard to be in environments that are highly stimulating or something like that. So trust your needs and trust what is moving inside you, and let yourself connect with your senses, get tangible, right? That can help you feel grounded as things might be moving and shifting inside of you and in around you. Having some good care for your body, that good Venus instinctive, like eating what's good for you, getting your body's needs met, maybe having a little body work if that's a possibility for you, but anything that attends to your own sort of physicality and supports you in that, because that will help you do this deeper process of what is moving and changing that is very watery. You can't control it. You can't, it's not something you are making happen. It's more like it's something that you have already put in motion through your own clarity, maybe, with the Pisces energy recently, and we still have Mars in Pisces, Mercury in Pisces. So it could be that you're tuning in with something that is a higher truth, a higher wisdom for you, and that you're needing to shift and change your energy inside and your connection to the earth, and letting those deeper energies move inside of you. So so trust that process, whatever it may look like or feel like, different ways it could show up, but connecting with what you find beautiful, connecting with what is pleasurable, feels good to you as a way to help ground through this process could be helpful. The moon will continue in Scorpio through most of the weekend, and so we'll stay tuned. Thanks for being here. I'm Marina Orms, and I have more content available at transformationalastrology.com. All of those emergence guest speaker interviews. Really, really good stuff over there. So check that out. Thanks for being here and subscribing to this YouTube channel. I will see you next time with more astrology for unshakable self-care. Bye for now.